Welcome to the session on types of numbers, positive and negative numbers, even and odd numbers, and ordered numbers. The objectives for this session are to understand the meaning of a whole number, recognize positive and negative numbers, identify even and odd numbers up to 1000, sort groups of numbers into ascending and descending order, and classify numbers in units, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Whole numbers are all the basic counting numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. On the number line, we can present these as shown. So we have an infinite number of numbers, and here we've started from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. We can actually go beyond this. We can consider the negative numbers: -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. A negative number is a number whose value is always less than 0. It has a minus sign before it, as shown here. So all these numbers to the left of 0 are negative. We will now look at odd and even numbers. Even numbers are whole numbers which are divisible by 2. So in particular, even numbers are whole numbers which end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Let's take a look at some examples. 24. 24 ends with a 4, and therefore it is even. 576. Notice that this number ends with a 6, and therefore this also is even. What about 785? This does not end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, and therefore 785 is not even. Now for the odd numbers. Odd numbers are whole numbers which are not divisible by 2. In particular, they are whole numbers which end in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Let's take a look at some examples. Consider 259. Notice that this ends with a 9, and therefore it is odd. What about 38? 8 is not any of 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, and therefore 38 is not odd. And finally 195. Notice that 195 ends with a 5, and therefore 195 is odd. This table should help you to understand how numbers up to 1000 can be written. The table is divided into 4 headings: thousands, hundreds, tens, and units. Let's begin with the first example. We're going to write the number 1000 in the table. We put a 1 here, since there is 1 1000, and 0 here, since there are 0 hundreds, and similarly 0 here, as there are 0 tens, and 0 here, since there are 0 units. And this is the number 1000. Let's look at an example which is less than 1000. There is a number written on the slide. The example asks you to write it in words. It will be easier if we use our table and begin examining our number from the right-hand side. In the units column, we will put 9. In the tens column, we will put 9 again. And in the hundreds column, we will put 3. As there are no more digits to consider, we will not be putting anything in the thousands column. So we have 399. Let's take a look at another example which is less than 1000. There is a number written on the slide. The example asks you to write it in words. Let's begin writing our number from the right-hand side. In the units column, we will put 8. In the tens column, we will put 0. And in the hundreds column, we will put 6. As there are no more digits to consider, we will not be putting anything in the thousands column. So we have 608. Now for another number less than 1000. Let's write this in the table as well. Begin on the right-hand side. We put 0 in the units column, 0 in the tens column, and 1 in the hundreds column. And since there are no more digits to consider, we put nothing in the thousands column. So we have 100. And of course there are no tens and no units. So our solution is 100, representing 100. Now let's write another number in words. Consider the number shown on your screen. We're going to write it in our table from the right-hand side. So we pop 8 here in the units column, 6 here in the tens column, and 4 here in the hundreds column. And since there are no more digits to consider, we write nothing in the thousands column. And so we have 468. 468. We will now practice writing numbers up to 1000 in figures. Take a look at the example on your screen. Let's try to write 223 in figures. We're going to try and split this into 3 parts. So we have 223. This will allow us to pop our figures in the table. So we can write 3 in the units column, 2 in the tens column, and 2 in the hundreds column. Since there are no more words to consider, we put nothing in the thousands column to give us 223 to represent 223 in figures. Let's take a look at another example. We are required to write 902 in figures. Again, we're going to split this into parts. So we have 902. Notice that there are no thousands and no tens. So let's put 2 in the units column, 0 in the tens column, and 9 in the hundreds column. Since there are no thousands, we put nothing in the thousands column to give us 902, representing 902. Now for another example, we're going to write 800 in figures. Again, let's split this number up. Since it is so simple, we can only split it up in one way, just 800. Notice that there are no tens and no units. So we put 0 in the units column, 0 in the tens column, and 8 in the hundreds column. Since there are no thousands, we put nothing here. And of course, we put nothing in this column because it's the leading digit. And so 800 is expressed as 800. And now for another example, we're going to write 119 in figures. Again, let's split this into parts. We're going to write 100 here and 19 covering the tens and the units. Since 19 is written as 19 as shown here. And of course in the hundreds column we will put 1 here. Since there are no thousands, we put nothing in the thousands column, since this is the leading digit. So 119 is written as 119. We are now going to order numbers. On your screen you have a set of numbers which have been randomly scattered. We're going to try and put these numbers in order of size, starting from the smallest first. To help us do this, we're going to group the 1-digit, 2-digit and 3-digit numbers together. So here are the 1-digit numbers, here are the 2-digit numbers, and here are the 3-digit numbers. And here they are color-coded and grouped. So 1-digit numbers, 2-digit numbers, and 3-digit numbers. Let's now start to put them in order. If we look at the 1-digit numbers first, they just happen to be in order of size anyway. So the smallest digit, 3, is first, and then the next highest digit, 7, is second. What about these 3 numbers, the 2-digit numbers? The leading digits have been highlighted. Notice that they're not in order. So we need to shift the 18 to the top as shown here to give us the numbers in order of size, 18, 65 and 99. And now for the 3-digit numbers. Again, we highlight the leading digits and then start to put them in order of size. Let's make some space. So we shift the leading ones together, so 135 and 176 come together, followed by 239, and then we pop the 432 here after 239 and before 632, and finally 798 here. And here are our numbers in order of size. So 3, 7, 18, 65, 99, 135, 176, 239, 432, 632, and finally 798. We're now going to take a look at ordering numbers again. However, this time we're going to look at ordering the numbers in descending order, so starting from the largest first. Here are the 3-digit numbers, here are the 2-digit numbers, and here are the 1-digit numbers. And now here they are color-coded and grouped. We're going to put these in descending order, so starting from the largest first. So here are the 3-digit numbers, the 2-digit numbers, and the 1-digit numbers. Considering the 3-digit numbers first, let's take a look at the leading digits. Notice that the numbers aren't in order of size. We need to put the largest first. So out of all of these, notice that 798 is the largest. So let's make some space. So here we can put 798 first, followed by 632. We need to make some space again, followed by 432, followed by 239, And then we have two 3-digit numbers with the leading digit 1. Since the number is the same, we need to consider now the first two leading digits. So we have 17 and 13. We need to put the largest of these first. And of course, 17 comes before 13. So we have 176 followed by 135. Now let's consider the 2-digit numbers. Again, these don't seem to be in order. Take a look at the leading digits. We need to move 99 to the top, as shown here. And now the numbers are in order. And finally, for the 1-digit numbers. Again, we need to put these in order, so now we have 7 followed by 3. So here are our numbers in descending order. We have 798 followed by 632, followed by 432, then 239, then 135, then 176, then 99, then 65, then 18, then 7, and finally 3. Now let's take a look at some exercises. Pause the slideshow and have a go. Here, you need to specify whether the numbers on your screen are positive or negative. The solutions will be released one at a time, so you can check your answers as you go along. Pause the slideshow whenever you need to. Now pause the slideshow and have a go at these exercises. You need to specify whether each number is even or odd. The solutions will be released one at a time, so you can check your answers as you go along. Pause the slideshow whenever you need to. Now pause the slideshow and have a go at these exercises. Again, you need to specify whether each number is even or odd. The solutions will be released one at a time, so you can check your answers as you go along. Pause the slideshow whenever you need to. Now pause the slideshow and have a go at these exercises. Again, you need to specify whether each number is even or odd. Again, the solutions will be released one at a time, so you can check your answers as you go along. Now have a go at these exercises. You need to specify the number of hundreds in each number. The solutions will be released one at a time, so you can check your answers as you go along. And now for these exercises. This time you need to specify how many tens there are. In this exercise, you need to specify how many units there are. Again, the solutions will be released one at a time. And now for exercise 8. You need to put the numbers on your screen in ascending order. Pause the video and have a go. Press play when you're ready to see the solution. And now for another exercise. You need to put these numbers in descending order. Pause the video and have a go. Press play when you're ready to view the solution. This brings us to the end of this session. Do attempt the exercises in your textbook related to this topic. Thank you very much for listening.